Somehow it is Wednesday again, so it is time for me to finish some work in progresses. This week I'm actually trying to make sure I get some sewing products finished because there's a lot to do and I've missed sewing. I've made a bit of an effort to not crochet during the week, like during the day, and just have it for the evenings and weekends, at least this week, because I think I did too much crocheting. I burnt myself out a little bit, got kind of sick of it, felt like I was in this endless loop. So I've been making wax melts this week and I've been sewing this week, which is a really nice change. I'm making sure I finish 2 makeup bags, which they just need the middles sewn. So you can see where I turned it, it's still open. I made this one a couple months ago. I think it's been on my desk since like November, and this I've had cut for like 2 years and I only sewed it yesterday. I need to sew the middle up. It's got a cute star lining, so I will be doing this later. I'm going to start with the crochet, get that out of the way. I have various key rings. I say various, I have duck key rings. They're all ducks that need eyes, stuffing and beaks, and then I've got some little micro key rings that just need eyes, and then the last little sewing bit. That one actually needs beaks, so I'm going to need to find my yellow. I have my yellow thread, and I'm also making wax melts in the kitchen, so I'm going to keep having to dash off during this, which is mildly inconvenient, but we'll get through it. So essentially these little duck key rings just need their eyes, and then they need beaks sewn on, and they need to be stuffed, and pretty sure my heel just fell on the floor. Wonder where that went. Yeah, I'm making new wax melts so that I've got some stashed to release over the next few months, because I want to release 1 a month instead of 4 a quarter. And look how cute this is. Let me know if you can guess the theme of one of the wax melts. Actually, it'll be 2 of the wax melts. Yeah, I'm going to put all the safety eyes on the things, the ducks, and then I'm going to figure out what colour beaks I need, because there's 2 types. I could really do with like a little pop-up table that sits like right here for when I do this, but I don't have one, so that's life. This is my pattern. It's available as a free pattern. I don't think I've released it as like it's like available as a free YouTube tutorial. I don't think I've released it as an actual pattern yet. I really need to. I think that's the thing for the weekend. That and the sit-in duck I really want to release. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I might as well stuff these as well while I'm messing around. Yeah, I really do need to release this one as like a written pattern. It's all ready to go. It's just putting it across onto Ribbler, which I don't really want to do, but that's where people find my patterns mostly, so I should do it. There's a wax melt on the floor. There's a wax melt on the floor. This is a good one for markets. I feel like literally no one else does ducks like this for markets, so it's always good to have. And they're reasonably quick to make. You can make them in a lot of different colours. I usually use rainbow yarns for ducks because I love rainbow yarns. Yeah, so I've just gotta put their eyes on, stuff them, and give them beaks. I don't like doing the beaks, and that is why I've got like probably 6 of these to do. I've somehow managed to lose my crochet hook twice. I think that's a skill. It's also very annoying. It's a good job I have backup. Okay, I'm almost done with the mallard ducks that need finish it, or like just need their bodies sewn, and then need beaks. I think I'm gonna make the 3 beaks because there's 3 of them. Way to point out the obvious. And then I'm gonna do the yellow ones because I kind of want to feel like I've achieved something, because so far it's been like 15 minutes and nothing is finished. So yeah, I'm gonna finish these ones. I don't like making the beaks because they're just kind of fiddly, like they're really simple, but I just find the sewing kind of fiddly, messy, because it's so small. But that'll be okay, I will do that. I think there's only 2 yellow ducks as well, which is almost even better, although it's less finished in one work in progress Wednesday video. I am using a 4mm hook, 10mm safety eyes, and I think it's Parfait, yeah, it's Parfait Chunky from Premier Yarns. And I now think I'm part of their like ambassador program, so I will leave like the, I think it's an affiliate link, I'll leave it in the thing in the description if you want to buy their yarn. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it gets for me at the minute, I haven't looked into it, but I will put that everywhere in the description, like explain about it. Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be enough yellow to make 3 beaks because I don't want to have to rummage and find more yellow. But I think there's someone like this big beanbag we have. Yeah, if it is an affiliate link, I will put it in the description. If it's not, I will probably still put a link, but I'll let you know if it is affiliate or not, because I'm not trying to be sneaky. They're like I don't know, I think they changed their ambassador program or something. Before I couldn't apply because you had to connect your Instagram up through like a particular website and it just wouldn't let me do it for whatever reason. This time you had to do something else and I got like almost instantly approved, so I don't know if I assume they're just accepting everyone, but we'll take that. I don't think this is going to make 3, but no, I can see some more of this yellow sticking out of my tub, so I actually won't have to rummage, so that's fine. The beaks are so simple, I just don't like making them. It's a chain 3 and then you literally just do a single crochet, like 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, and then you're done. I hope it will be enough. And then you just like sew that on. It's kind of annoying to sew, but it could be worse. Yeah, I guess this isn't even like really doing much crochet in this video. I guess I'm more just sewing. It's a sewing video. Work in progress Wednesday sewing edition. Oh yeah, that was like the perfect amount. That's cool. So I don't really stuff the beak. I just use the tail from the like slip stitch to fill that in. I've lost my needle. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna sew this in between the eyes and then below, so it like sits like here, I guess, on the duck. It's not even difficult. I don't know what I was complaining about. I wasn't even complaining that it was difficult. I just didn't want to do it. I don't know why I've been putting this off. I think I say this every video, like there's no need for it to have been put off, but I still put it off. Okay. I think I'm gonna have finished 10 things by the end of this video, which is the most I would have done in one go. I think that's pretty good going. It doesn't make much of a dent in my stash because it's all small things, but I do need key rings. I was really low on key rings after my last market, and I've made some more since. I think I've only made about 30, and I usually try and have like a few hundred. Okay, we have a duck. Where should we put the duck for safekeeping? Over there. So these really don't take long. I've just been being annoying by putting it off. Then when I have done these beaks, I'm gonna go check on my wax melt, see if anything needs pouring. I always feel very unproductive when I have a wax melt day because it takes so long. I don't get that much done, but it does open up time for me to do things like this, I guess. But I do have to keep dipping in and out, running back and forth between the rooms. I'm hoping at some point soon, hoping to buy an embroidery machine again. I had one when I was in the UK, I loved it. Sold it because there was no way I was shipping that, as it was loads of my stuff got trashed in shipping. Sad. I cried. Like, of all the things that got broken, it was stuff that actually meant a lot to me that got broken. So I don't think, aside from like one wax burner, which is just annoying, I don't think anything that wasn't important, because I didn't really take anything, I guess, that wasn't important. But there were other things that could have broken and I wouldn't have really cared that much, but I would have not cared as much. But yeah. So I wasn't going to ship an embroidery machine. I sold it to one of my friends. And I miss it. And I really miss making patches. And that was, I don't think I'd want to go back into clothing unless I got a multi-needle, and that's too expensive and just too much of a commitment for where we live right now. But I would like to get a single needle in the machine and bring back embroidery. I feel like the deal I need to make for myself is if I can free up like 2 of my tubs, and like honestly I only have that shelf's a disaster. Probably have 4, so I feel like if I can get half of them freed up and then obviously like also save the money for it, or like whatever, I feel like then I can justify buying another single needle, and then I'll have the space over there for like storing the threads and stuff like that as well, like over there. That's how I'm telling myself it's gonna work. So the more of this I can get done, the better, basically. And it's the better anyway, because then I've got more products to sell based off stuff that I've like half used materials for, and it's just a waste otherwise. I think that's the plan. If I can get 2 of these empty, 2 of these tubs emptied, I'll look properly into getting another embroidery machine. Cause chaos there. Okay, that makes 3 ducks. It's time to go check on my wax melt things, and also take this donkey back that I have. Oops, just stabbed myself with scissors. Sounds about right. So that is duck number 3. And then, yeah, I have 2 of these, and then I think I have 3 of the micros. Okay, I forgot to take the donkey back. There's still a donkey on my desk. Oh well. I tried. I don't usually like the yellow ducks as much as I do the mallard ones, so that's fun. Didn't need to know that, but random pocket of information. They're easier to make though, because you don't have 2 colour changes. And it's the same pattern as the mallard one, you just don't change the colours. The last one of these I did, I was like, oh, we're gonna have a winter storm, we're gonna lose power. We didn't lose power, so that's always a good sign, but it was cold. It's still very icy out, and we are meant to get snow this weekend, and I'd be way more excited about that concept if we hadn't just had -10 degrees Celsius, and we're not due it again this week, but that's not the case, so I'm prepared to be cold and sad. Well, maybe not sad, I actually do like the snow, but it's gonna be cold. I don't love that I keep feeling like I can't go outside when I want. I don't like going out in the cold and the snow. But at least we didn't lose power last week, so I'm more optimistic that we won't lose power this week. I'm just not cut out for all this cold weather. I'm used to the rain. I've grown up with rain and sludge. Snow that immediately melts or just turns to sludge straight away. Whereas here, the ice hasn't melted yet because it's been too cold. So I'm not expecting it to melt, obviously, before the snow. So it's gonna be ice, snow, and sadness. Can't wait. Although the ice storm was pretty interesting because it's not weather I've ever experienced before. I've never had freezing rain. I didn't know what freezing rain was. It was weird weather. So that was actually quite exciting. I've never, aside from when I was in Illinois for one Christmas, I've never experienced proper snow. Maybe in Kansas? I feel like that was ice. Yeah, I've never experienced like proper snow, so I am hoping I can at least go and stamp it out. But it's gonna be cold. I'm not here for the cold. got 5 ducks completed. Now I'm gonna make the micros. So I guess there's 4. I have an elephant, a possum, an octopus, and it would be a red cardinal, but I made it with fun yarn. I'm going to start off with the cardinal because it's going to take the longest. It needs a beak, eyes, and I can't find the end of my yarn. And then it needs sewing up. I always leave the bottoms unsewn on my micros until I add the eyes, because it's a lot easier to add the eyes to the, like, through the bottom, if that makes sense. I'll show you, than it is to just kind of poke the thread back through. I don't know what size needle I use for this. I just know it's a small one, but it's not like sewing small, because it needs a slightly bigger eye. And if it's too small, it will keep like trying to poke through where the stitches are not. So yeah, I leave the bottom open and then I go up through the bottom because it makes my life easier. And then I can tuck all that in and sew it up when I'm done. I got these absolutely beautiful variegated yarns recently off of Amazon. Can't remember the brand. They're beautiful. And I'm currently obsessed with them. There's a pastel rainbow one, and then there's one I think it was called Ocean or something. It reminds me of the ocean. And it's like blues and greens. It's very pretty. Since this has like a black face, I'm going to do grey for the eyes so that they stand out. And that was way too much yarn for it, or yarn, thread, whatever. I always put off this part of making the micros because I think it's going to be awful, and it's never as bad as I think it is. A bit like with the beaks, I guess. But I think if I really tried to find them, I would have a lot that are half finished. Usually I'll sew the eyes on at markers before I put the actual keyring bit on. But I haven't had a marker yet this year. My next one is the 7th of February. It is, I can't remember where it is, it's somewhere in Carey. It's like Rose Gardens or something. It's a pub, I think, or brewery. It's like a Valentine's Day themed market. My first one of 2026. So that's pretty cool. But it does mean that I'm finishing all the key rings at home. Not all of them, I'm not putting the keychains on most of them. But I am putting the eyes on so I can at least get photos. Yeah, and then I find to get the threads in, it's easiest to like sort of twist them. You can obviously cut them a little bit shorter as well, but it's easiest to twist them together, and then you can tuck them in underneath the polyfilm, and that stays nice and secure. I also do tie the threads before finishing each bit so that it isn't going to unravel. But this thread is really hard to unpick once it's done and secure. Then we have the little rainbow cardinal ready for a keychain, probably when I do my next market. This is the tea light candle for the donkey I just showed you. That's the donkey's going on the wax now. Might help you guess the theme if... Where did I put the key rings? Oh. Okay. Yeah, it might help you guess the theme if you couldn't guess it from just the donkey. Now I am going to sew the eyes onto the octopus, the elephant and the possum. These just need eyes and then they need the like last little bit sewn up. So these are pretty straightforward. I'll sew all the eyes on and then I'll sew all of the last bits up so that I don't have to keep taking this thread off of my needle. I deliberately cut enough that it will cover me for 3, which should, if something drastic happens. It is kind of nice not having to rely on safety eyes for these macros because I don't have to keep buying more and thinking, oh no, I ran out. At the same time, I don't like sewing eyes and beaks on. It's not my favourite thing in the world. And this thread is causing me a hassle. So I think because it keeps looping because I've cut a long piece. Oh, it's round end. Yeah, it's really not that bad sewing them on, the eyes on, but I'm always expecting it to be worse. Although this one is causing me a problem. Should be okay. I am now just sewing up the last bit of each keyring, and then we'll have to sew the middles of the makeup bags, and that will be 11 things completed today, which is really good. I feel like I need to make a savings account that puts like $1 in, that I put $1 into every time I finish a work in progress, and then we'll see what it's at the end of the year. Can you imagine if I had, probably do have, 1,000, like, because I think for the embroidery machine it's probably going to cost around $1,600. Can you imagine if I could complete that many, like 1,600, obviously it's not including the supplies as well, but imagine if I could complete 1,600 work in progresses, put $1 in savings for every single one, and buy an embroidery machine. That would probably take me probably the whole year, maybe. So this is the little elephant. I don't think this particular colour is on my website, but it will be soon, now that I've got one made. And you can always message me and request something in a particular colour if you've seen it on a different product. If I can, I will. Or I can offer alternatives. But any of like the main solid colours, I put so much of the yarn and I can always get more of it. There's like 1 or 2 of the variegated ones that I can't get again because it's been discontinued. I have some like silver, like metallic ones that, again, that's hit or miss. When I run out, I run out. But they're like glittery ones. The metallic ones, I don't like using. I'm determined to use all of it and then never rebuy it again, but maybe by then I'll love it. Probably not. The little possum. This is my most popular one. I've made so many possums. Not really sure why they're most popular, but they are. I think there's a couple on my website in different colours. There's potentially a light grey, a dark grey. I think there's a purple, and I think there's a blue. I will eventually add more. I find them, I think because I just had to make so many grey for orders and in-person sales, I think I just forgot to make, I just forgot to make them in fun colours, and now I can't figure out what fun colours to make them in. But I'm slowly getting there. And then I think there's a few different colours of the octopus on my website. I don't know about this colour. There's definitely other ones, and if you want it in this colour, obviously you can message me and I will sort that out. There's also a variety on my TikTok shop, because that is where, I don't know, that's just where I've been putting the listings because it's easier at the minute. This is the little octopus. I'm gonna go sew the makeup bag and come back. It's something I've been putting off for the longest time ever. It took me literally 5 seconds, but we have the makeup bags finished. This one is a low boxy bag. Like, I haven't cut the corners very big because I didn't want to cut through so much. I don't want to cut through too much of the fabric because there's some like important bits in the corners, and I don't want to keep chopping to me boy parts off. That's weird. It is a Rapunzel one. I think it's based off the series because I feel like this is like Cassandra or something. I don't know. And we have a floating lantern zipper pull, which is available on my Storyline Supplies website. It's one of my zipper pulls. And then we have this like Peter Pan themed one with a pirate ship one. Again, that is available on my website, and it's very cute. It's one of my boxy bags, which is one I make the most because I just feel like they're a good little size bag organizer, kids love them for coin pouches or purses. I say kids, it's not just kids. I'll just put like trinkets in. Kids like to put trinkets in them and like carry them around. And markers, that seems to be the thing. But I like them for keeping my bag more organised, putting small things in there like chapstick and medication. They're quite roomy compared to how they look, and the corners are boxed out so you get a little bit more width. If you would like to watch the rest of my Work in Progress Wednesday videos, there are 5 others. This is week 6 and they're all in a playlist. You can grab the projects you need to finish and work alongside me, and hopefully we can all get some projects finished. Please give the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more.